Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel, welcome back to a new video. Today I'm going to be talking about two new rods and reels that I got for my birthday. One my parents bought, one my auntie bought me. So we are going to start with this one here. This is a 10 foot. It's a wonderful rod. It's light, it's good, and you can get a pretty good distance with this rod and reel. I fished with it at Albert Falls Dam. Uh, Twice I fished this rod at Albert Falls Dam and it's amazing. It's light, you can cast it far, and you can know if there's a fish on it because the tip is not as sensitive, but it's not stiff. So you can see if a fish takes a line, you can see your tip bend a bit. So I like that about this rod. It got a long butt. I really do like that about this rod. This long butt, I can cast it that far, means I can put a little bit more power into this rod when I'm casting it because of this long butt. I love that about this rod. It is a 10 foot, so uh, if you're looking for something higher than this, then I would go with 13 or 12 foot. But for me, 10 foot is just perfect. I do have a 13 foot, and I'm not gonna lie, I can cast it far, but I do struggle to cast it because it is like a tall rod. So 10 foot, I have like four 10 foot rods, and they are perfect for dam fishing. I actually took a 10 foot rod sea fishing too, and it worked perfect. So if you're looking at a carp rod, and I'll go for a 10 foot, especially if you're not too heavy into fishing, then a 10 foot carp rod, that's all you need. It is perfect, especially this brand. It's a bit of a tongue twister, so this is the brand. Wonderful rod. This one here, my auntie bought me for my birthday. So it is a beautiful rod. I like the colors on it, black and silver. It just looks nice. Okay, so the reel that I got with this rod is a bait runner. There's it right here, a bait runner. This is a 5,000 size if I'm not no, sorry, this is a 4,000. Sorry, this is a 5,000 size. I was right. This is a 5,000 size bait runner. A bait runner means it has two drags. So when you flip the switch, let's say you have your rod in a rod holder, you bang fishing or something. You just flip the bottom, you flip the switch here, which activates the drag on the bottom. That means when the fish takes the bait and if it runs, you'll hear this noise. That's the bottom drag. So when you go to set the hook, you either can hit the switch up or turn the handle to activate the fighting drag on top. So that's what I love about bait runners. You don't have, when you have a bite, you don't have to go tighten top drag. Just flip the switch, you turn the handle, and you're on. So here, I think this is 20-pound test line on this reel. It's the same brand as the rod. So I can't say the name, guys. It's a bit of a tongue twister to say. The color schemes are silver and black, just like the rod, so it goes amazing. It is a combo actually. So you can get these rods at any tackle shop. I get my rods from Ramson's or Chandu's in Raystock. So it's perfect. It's these rods and reels are perfect for bank fishing and sea fishing. I do use dam rods when I go sea fishing because, in my opinion, a sea rod is just heavy and a bit hard for me to cast because they'd like, especially my sea demon rod. That thing is just huge and it got like such a short butt to cast it. So I prefer using a dam rod, like a 10 foot. So it works perfectly. The tips don't bend too much. So it's perfect. So this is the reel I got for that rod. Next rod we got is actually a competition series. So this is a Sensation Pro series fishing rod. As you can see, it got this nice like rubber texture on it. I love that. It actually doesn't have a eye on the bottom part of the rod. That's because they go in, if you're doing like this is a competition rod, so you want distance with this rod. So by taking the bottom eye off, it helps you cast further. It got this nice camo foam for the but this rod is made of carbon fiber. It is extremely light. You can actually see the carbon fiber on the handle. this is like a perfect rod to go with the reel I got for this rod. So it comes with a casing, so you can put store this rod in your casing or buy a separate case. I have a separate case that all my rods stay in, so when you go in fishing, I just have to grab the case. So this is a 10 foot like the other one. It is extremely light. This is a competition series, so a lot of competition fishermen use this rod. It's like the best rod so far in the market, and I love this rod. I could cast like distance. I can get distance with this rod. For a 10-foot rod, it's probably one of the best 10-foot rods I have owned. So they both wonderful rods. They my collection, those two are my most favorite rods because they're light. The butts are nice to cast with. Like this rod, the butt is not too long, but not too short. Like I know a lot of carp rods, they don't even have a long butt. They have one small butt from here to here, and you're holding and casting like this. I had have one of those rods, and I'm gonna tell you, it's one of the hardest rods in my opinion to cast because you got like a whole section here with foam, and you got the reel, the one part of foam here, and the reel right here. And I have a tendency, and when I'm casting, I keep my finger on the reel piece. So I hold my reel like this in a cast. And to do that with such a short rod, you keep in your hands like this basically. And when you have bait on that and a sinker, it's like impossible to cast. So I love that these two rods come with a long butt instead of a short butt like here and here. So they space the reel out and your hand perfectly. Okay, so the reel I have for this rod is a Okuma Tactical TR5000. This reel is just wow. It's a work of art. This is a 5,000 size. It's also a bait runner. And on this reel, I got spooled up with 10-pound test line. And for 10 pound, it's actually very strong line. I never really fished with 10-pound much. This is probably the first reel I ever put 10-pound line on. I always had 10, sorry, I always had like 20-pound or 25-pound tested line on my reels, or even braid. Like the Okuma reel, this one here comes with two spools. So my other spool, I got braid spool on it for more heavy duty fishing. But I mainly use this spool because braid you can't really cast it far in my opinion. Like I feel like I struggle to cast braid further than I can cast line like this. So I use the spool more. But if I'm doing like more hardcore fishing, then I would switch to the braid line. So same as the other reel, you got to switch at the bottom that activates your your bottom drag. You can turn the handle. This reel you have to turn the handle because this switch goes up. So you just turn the handle, activate the fighting drag. So you don't have to waste time tightening the drag. Just flip a switch and start reeling. Uh, it's a very smooth reel. It's also a very light reel. In my opinion, this is a very light reel, unlike my reel right here, my Lumens reel. I'll get that in a sec. It's a bit more of a lighter reel than that reel. That is a 5,000 size or 6,000 size. That's a C reel. Well, any reel can be used at the C or dam, to be honest. But this is just wow. This reel is just smooth. When you cast it, it's smooth, light. You feel confident when you're casting this reel, in my opinion. So that's what I have on each. That's what I got. The combos I'm using so far. Uh, Now the only thing is, if you're not looking to be a serious fisherman, then I would take this rod because you can still use it as a serious rod. I have an 8 foot like this. I had it for like 3 years now, and I use that rod heavily. I use it, like I said, sea fishing, dam fishing, bank fishing. So it's really enjoyable to use a rod like that. And that rod, I can also get some distance with it. I normally have that rod paired up with a Daiwa reel with braided line, but that reel right now is in the storeroom, so I cannot go get it. But I mainly use 10-foot rods, so I don't know why people think to get distance you need a tall rod or you need a professional rod. You can get distance at about any rod. If you know how to cast it and you know what you're doing, then you can get distance on anything, on any rod. Like I have a 13 foot and I really do not know how to use that rod very well. So I can actually outrun that 13 foot with one of my 10 foots. And what I use on that 13 foot is a Nighthawk. So that reel can go far. But I still cannot cast that reel very far. Like I said, I prefer using 10 foots. They're light, they do the job, and they cast a mile if you know what to do, if you know what you're doing. That's why I prefer using rods like that. And it's more enjoyable in my opinion. So these two rods are my go-to rods. If anyone's getting to fishing and you want a carp rod, then I would suggest this 10-foot combo. It's wonderful. I fished with it twice and I can honestly say they outdid themselves with this rod. If you know you're gonna enjoy fishing and you're gonna stick with the hobby, then I would suggest this Sensation 10-foot Pro Series. This rod is just wow. Literally, you can cast this rod a mile. In my opinion, from every 10 foot that anyone ever made, this is the best. You can outrun 13 foot or even 12 foot, you can outrun this rod. And my 13 foot is a very good brand. If I'm saying this brand's better, then it has to be true. I got a Penn 13 foot, but I would still choose this rod any day. If I had an option between the Penn 13 foot or this rod, I would take this rod. It's just light, agile, and it's not heavy to use. So it's just perfect. It's like a, and if you know that you look after your gear, you take care of your gear, then this rod, yeah. In my opinion, the only thing I really stress about using this rod is getting damage, letting the paint get scratched or getting the real damage or getting that rod scratched. That's the only thing I'm scared about using this rod. That's why when I use this rod, I take my front and I wrap it in plastic or I put a plastic packet over it so it doesn't scratch the rod. I'm also scared of getting the foam on the handle dirty. I don't like it stained because when you're using fishing bait, sometimes I'm not gonna lie, I have this tendency of just grabbing the rod of dirty fish bait and it messes the rod handle. That's why I try my best to wash my hand before using this rod. Even that rod, I try my best. So if I'm being honest, then if you're looking to save money, you're looking not to stay to test the waters out in fishing, go with the combo. It's perfect. If you're looking for, you know you enjoy fishing, you love the hobby, and you want to up your game, then go with Sensation 10 foot with the Okuma Tactical TR 5000. It's just a perfect combo. The right user can get distance with that rod. I'm talking distance. And if you're not going to look too much into competitions, then you can use it as a normal rod too. Because I don't do competitions. I use a normal carp rod and I love it. So another thing is this rod is slightly thicker. It's about a couple inches thicker than that rod, which I don't really don't mind because, like I said, I can get distance on both these rods. I love both these rods. So if you're looking to get into fishing, then I just showed you the perfect combos. Or if you're looking to upstand your fishing game, I'll show you the perfect combo. Even if you're not looking to get into a 10 foot, I'm gonna take out my 8 foot and show you you don't need a long rod to get into fishing. That my 8 foot rod, I paid it, I can't remember, but I paid really cheap for it. I paid it was like under 300 rand or so. So it's perfect. And I had that rod, like I said, paired up with the Daiwa. So, and I got the Daiwa from a pawn shop. So there's ways to save money in fishing. You don't need the best of gear to enjoy fishing. You don't need the most expensive gear to enjoy fishing. Even secondhand gear is perfect to dray fishing. I have some secondhand gear because I like seeing where I can save some money in fishing. So literally going to a pawn shop and getting a secondhand reel, there's nothing wrong with it. I have two perfectly good secondhand reels, a Shimano FLX and a Daiwa, and they're perfect. I use them both for sea and dam fishing, so there's nothing wrong with it. So, but those are my two most favorite rods in my collection. Those are also the two rods I got for my birthday. So thank you to my parents and my auntie for giving me those rods. I love them, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.